Giant Leap Consulting, and have since designed, developed, and delivered leadership workshops for thousands of employees in prominent organizations throughout the world. I've authored a comprehensive off-the-shelf leadership facilitator training program and 2 not-so-simple books. I have become a senior officer in the legion of consultants who make their livelihood by plumbing, parsing, and peddling leadership. I can complexify with the best of them. The more my consulting compatriots and I complexify leadership by using fancy-pants words and nitpicking the life out of the subject, the more we can charge you for our specialized leadership hocus-pocus. Sure, most of us are well-intentioned, but by overanalyzing the subject, we've muddled up the concept of leadership. We leadership experts, sadly, have made it harder for people to be leaders. As the checklist for what it takes to be a leader gets longer, more idealized, and more complicated, the expectations that we hold leaders to keep shifting, causing people to opt out of the chance to lead. The standards of what it means to be a leader have been raised beyond people's reach. The expectations that leaders are held to have become so inflated that practically no one can categorically qualify as a leader anymore. We expect leaders to be bold and calculated, passionate and reasonable, rational and emotional, confident and humble, driven and patient, strategic and tactical, competitive and cooperative, principled and flexible. Of course, it is possible to be all of those things, if you're God. I resign from the Legion of Leadership Complexifiers, LLC. This book represents my full resignation from the ranks of the Legion of Leadership Complexifiers. I pledge to you that I will speak plainly and simply. Too many books, including my earlier ones, are too dense and bloated with big SAT words, fancy quadrant models, and research citations from obscure academic journals. It's all part of the complification business. But after a quarter of a century as a ranking member of the LLC, this complexification stuff bores and exhausts me. The density weighs me down. I suspect it weighs you down, too. Listening to an audio program shouldn't exhaust you like a long day at work. My resignation is driven by a few changes in my own life. First, I'm older and, frankly, less insecure. When I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, proving how smart I was took up too much of my time. Now that I'm in my 50s, I am more interested in having ideas connect with you than in validating my intellect. Second, having led hundreds of client engagements throughout my career and having spoken to thousands of people across the world, I've come to know that the ideas that get through to people are those that are easiest to understand. Simple ideas are those that are self-evident and effective. More importantly, simple ideas are those that get used. The third change driving my resignation from the leadership complexification ranks is that I'm the father of 3 children. They have taught me that we career-minded grown-ups are often just too smart for our own good, which is dumb. We're better off thinking about leadership with the clarity and simplicity of a 5-year-old child. When I want my kids to get something done, like a house chore, I don't talk about the strategic value-added proposition of goal attainment. I talk about the opportunity they'll create by getting the work done. Yes, kids, you can have ice cream right after you clean up your room. Simple, not complex. We can simplify leadership. Faced with an ever longer and ever-changing list of leadership criteria, who could possibly be successful as a leader, much less want to be one? Maybe it's time to lighten the leadership load a little. Maybe it's time to get back to the basic idea that leaders are simply creators of opportunity for others. They open doors.